Hello everyone, it's Ross here, the nursery teacher at the Community School of Auchterarder. All throughout the year, we are constantly asking our parents, carers, other family members and visitors to our nursery for feedback. We ask you to give us some tickled pink or green for growth post-its to let us know things you'd like for us to improve as well. Those tickled pink ones are about things that you really like about our nursery and the experiences that your child is offered. But from time to time we like to update you, particularly on your green for growth post-its, because we act upon feedback, we consider feedback, and we like to give you feedback on that feedback so you understand our thinking from the nursery team. So a couple that we've had recently, in January we had one that was asking for better notice of family engagement events. Now from the start of the year, back in August, we did publish a full year calendar of provisional dates and times for different family engagement events. Now obviously things do change throughout the year. At different points of the year, staffing can be a bit more challenging if it's the winter bug season, for example, or we might have to cancel an event here or there if some children are unwell and we don't want families to get that too. So we know you'll understand that. However, we do have a plan that's up in the nursery foyer and that we've shared previously on Seesaw with parents and carers for the whole year. We do update it as we go, and if there's any other major changes, we let you know. We also like to send you out a Seesaw message a few weeks in advance of key events. For example, today we had one of our grandparent and great-grandparents spring afternoon tea sessions. I sent a message out a few weeks ago about that, and in fact we had a bit of feedback as well on a post-it as well, saying that they were sad to have missed the opportunity for the grandparents to attend the afternoon tea, and they felt that it was unfair the numbers were restricted for that. So I just wanted to explain why we have to restrict the numbers for certain activities, and whereas other ones are just turn up if you can. So the reason for that is the afternoon tea for the grandparents that we're running today and on Thursday this week is part of some planned learning we're doing with the children around enterprise, around mathematics and money, and around the concept of services, buying, selling, and skills for life and living and work as well. So we did I sent out a sign-up form for that a couple of weeks ago, well in advance. That was sent out by Seesaw and also by Parent Pay email as well to all the parents and carers. And we did ask you to sign up by a particular closing date. The reason for that closing date was it included information such as whether any of the grandparents had mobility or vision or hearing needs, so that we could support the visitors to the nursery. Also meant that we could check on the numbers of people attending on specific days, and it meant we could check for dietary requirements. Obviously when we're doing food, we don't want anyone to be unwell, and we've got a lot of procedures and risk assessments in place for our children, but we also want to extend that same courtesy and that same level of care to our visitors, particularly our family members who come in and visit. And for that reason, this event that we had today and on Thursday afternoon, we've got a full risk assessment in place. We were serving hot teas and coffees, and obviously the children weren't able to do that. So before that, we had to limit the number of adults we could have in our snack area to make that safe. And also, because of that wider learning experience, once the cut-off date had happened, we knew which children may have a grandparent coming to visit. So they were involved in the planning of the event. They could plan what we were going to bake. They helped with some of the baking. Some today, when we realised we didn't have quite enough cakes, came out with me to a visit to the co-op to do some shopping, all part of their learning around maths and the understanding of how we pay for items when we go shopping as well. So that's all worked in the background. So for that reason, that type of event can't be a just turn up on the day event, or we wouldn't be able to run it safely. And we'd rather run these things on a smaller scale and be able to offer them a number of points throughout the year. The afternoon today was really successful. We've got another one on Thursday, which people have already booked in for and is still restricted. But what we are going to do, based on some feedback, is we are going to see if we can add in to our summer term a summer afternoon tea, a summer garden party, in fact, outside in our nursery garden, which will be a much wider open invitation for parents, grandparents and family members to come and celebrate with us and enjoy some refreshing drinks and a wee snack too. We're also looking to run further grandparent and great-grandparent specific events in the autumn, similar to what we've done with our spring afternoon tea. We'll have an autumn one, hopefully to coincide with Grandparents' Day on the calendar too. So that's another bit of feedback that we're going to act upon with you. Final bit of feedback that we've had on a green post-it is people asking whether they could arrange in advance to come at a different time to visit the children in the nursery out with our family learning activities we've got planned. Now, unfortunately, because of the size of nursery we are, we can host up to 86 children in our books. We can't offer that type of visit for our parents or carers or grandparents in that way. It's just not a viable option for us. Throughout the day, we've got children arriving at nursery from 8 a.m, at 8:30, at 9 a.m, and at 1 p.m. And we have some staying right through to 3 p.m, 4:30, and 6 p.m. on some days too. There are always a range of children in our nursery throughout the entire day, and we have children with a range of different developmental levels and additional support needs who are very much included in our nursery. As you can imagine, with our staffing team, it's quite a large staffing team, and we have to factor in things like staff breaks, staff lunches, and ensure that we are safely covering the ratios to provide the best quality play and learning experiences for our children in the nursery. And that means we have quite a structure to our day. It helps a lot of children with additional needs, and I will show you a picture on the screen here of our visual timetable that our day usually follows. You'll see that as children arrive, they usually play for a period of time. Around about 9:30, we stop and gather all together for gathering time for a short 5 minutes, before then having group times with our key worker groups. This is a health and well-being group time where we check in about how children are feeling. We're building that emotional literacy and language around feelings and why they're feeling like that, and the resilience about how we support each other, because we all have good days and bad days too. Then they do their toothbrushing as part of that too, before having free flow play in the morning, and we have a rolling snack where the children can come and opt to have snack at various times during that morning session. Then there's more time for the children to play before we stop and gather at 11:30, after having helped with the tidying up, a big part of our life skills with the children. Then they have a learning group time where they will focus on specific learning that each key worker is tailoring to the children in their group, and this also includes sessions for our focus stories and STEM learning and maths learning and all sorts of exciting things across the curriculum. Then they wash their hands, and then they have their lunchtime. Now, our lunchtime is quite a structured affair. It's a family-style experience for the children. All the children come and sit and have lunch at the same time, and we support those with additional support needs to be as involved as they can at the level of development they are. And during these times, we also have staff going off the floor, additional staff coming in to help cover lunches. That means that by 1:30, the children are back into play. We've had some other sort of routines, some children leaving at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, for example, some arriving at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it isn't until 1:30 that we then have all the staff back on the floor, having had their lunch, and we can facilitate these much more exciting family engagement activities where we can engage with you as families and with the children in a high quality way towards the end of the day. Sometimes we manage to fit these sessions in the morning, between those group times and gathering times in the morning, around about the time where children would also be opting for snack. And that's if it's a less formal event and we're able to do it in that way too. Obviously, everything that we do in the nursery has to be centred around the safety of our children, their enjoyment, those high quality interactions, those amazing learning experiences we want to provide. So it just means that certain things and certain requests we can't accommodate. Unfortunately, we can't be more flexible with inviting parents or grandparents in at times that better suit you. We do try to vary the days and afternoons and the times for different groups to attend. And if, for example, we're offering 2 sessions, like on a Tuesday and a Thursday, and half the groups are on the Tuesday and half are on the Thursday, we do say if your child's group's on the Tuesday and you can't attend, let us know. We'll try and fit you in on the Thursday to attend if that works better for you. We'll try to be as flexible as we can, but you'll understand the constraints that we're all working under. Thank you so much for all your feedback, particularly your suggestions of things we can do in the future, ideas, lots of ideas we've had previously around about planting and growing, which is great because we're now working upon those with our children too. And thank you for all the lovely tickled pink messages too. The staff particularly enjoy, all the key workers enjoy reading all these little anonymous comments as well, and hearing from you, from your perspective as family members, about what you think about our nursery. And we'll speak to you again soon with some more feedback saying what you've said and what we've done. Thanks very much.